Hello there, welcome back to my channel. It's James here. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're, I don't know, I just was about to say hope you're enjoying the nice weather, but this goes to the whole world. That's the magic of it. So maybe it's not nice where you are. Where we are is beautiful. It kind of makes this isolation a little bit nicer. Yeah, it's really, really stunning. So I'm going to go out on my 1 hour allotted walk a little bit later and just revel in all of that for a moment or two. Right, so I'm going to do a little plant haul today. There are 4 little things I want to show you. 2 of which are plants that I bought. 1 is a plant swap, and the other is just a cool little find that I wanted to share with you because I think it's great. 1 of these is not a happy plant. 1 of them I'm dubious about, and the other 2 are just generally exciting. So this is a roller coaster of emotions, this whole thing. Hopefully you can hang on there because I'm struggling with it slightly. But let's go. Let's do this. Let's do some plants. So, plant number 1. This is the plant that I am dubious about. This is the same seller that I got my variegated verrucosum from. There are issues. We're not going to go into them. I'm not going to mention the seller's name, but I think there are similar issues with this. So we're going to look at how beautiful it is currently, and we will try and forget what may potentially happen to it in the future. We'll see. So this is Strelitzia nicolai with some variegation. It looks like variegation currently. Potentially it is not. We will see. For now, it's beautiful. So, Strelitzia nicolai, it's similar to it's the bird of paradise, basically. Beautiful little plant like this. It has, as you can see, some lovely variegation, which looks a little bit different from how it looked in the photos before I bought it. So, we would be cautious, like I did with the verrucosum, which, by the way, is no longer variegated. I'm going to isolate this plant and see what happens. I can see nothing on the next leaf. Currently, no variegation, no nothing, so it may be that this just reverts to a green plant and it was just a slightly expensive Strelitzia nicolai. Yeah, I am finding that this seller is not someone I want to go back to. More on that later. Okay, on a positive note, let's go down, up, down, up. Positive note here, this is just a cool little find. I have, as you've seen probably in the back of quite a few videos, I'm struggling to turn my head, I hurt my neck earlier. This is my gorgeous little Philodendron Burle. It's got some, it's just so pretty. This is genuinely one of my favourite plants, and partially because my mum got it for me, so it's got a little bit of like sentimental value, but also just because it is so easy and so beautiful, and if you don't have one, like what are you doing with your life? It's beautiful. On this side, it's kind of like going back to neon. I don't care, I'm going to let it do that. On the top, it's like quite dark green in the center, and then to this side, and actually this side, it's doing a little bit of a creamy thing, which is super exciting. So the thing I was going to show you here is just a little cutting of one of the vines that I took off, which has some lovely cream variegation. So it kind of looks very greeny there. It looks a little bit more cream in real life. That does look very green, doesn't it? Let's see if we can compare it to another leaf so you can see what I'm on about. It's still a little bit greeny, but if you kind of take, it just looks like green here. Why is this happening? I promised that it looks creamy in real. Oh, this is just the biggest fail ever. That looks to me very creamy. For some reason the camera is picking up only the green. I don't know why that is. Because but why is that? Because even looking at it like this, it just looks like yellowy cream. Maybe there's something wrong with my color perception, but no, why does it look so green? Anyway, so weird because looking at it here, the difference is just like super stark. Anyway, I'll put a picture, try and get the lighting right so you can see what I mean. One more try. No, you can see a little bit of the cream up at the top, but this whole lower part just looks green, doesn't it? Anyway, to me, this is exciting. It's a little bit of like a cream splash sport on my Philodendron Burle. That was disappointing. We'll deal with it. Yeah, and you just have to trust me. I will put up a picture of like a satisfying comparison so you can see what I mean, and so that you maybe believe that I'm not mad. But that was a bit odd. A bit of a sort of, oh well. Moving on. So now this is turning into a down, 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 up experience. We'll deal with it. So this is a very down experience. This is, look, let me just show you what I have at the moment. I've just got a tea towel. This is lovely, super nice. Within this tea towel there is a sad, sad creature. Those of you who follow my Instagram will have seen this in my story already. This is what remains of a Musa aeae, aeae, a variegated banana. It looks great, doesn't it? So I have grown banana in the past. Banana plants, not actual bananas. I've never met. The closest I got to that were these like little warped things. But no. I've grown them in the past. I know that they're super hardy. So the corm, like the rhizome of the plant is super, super hardy. So the fact that this is still solid kind of says that I could potentially save this plant. The danger obviously is rot, because if I bring it in here, you can already see this outside layer, which was whitish yesterday, is now already going sort of brown, which is nasty. I'm going to put a picture of what it looked like when it arrived. It was a very, very sad experience. It just looked like a moldy, rotted bone. And I should have filmed it because in a disgusting way, it was kind of satisfying. I was just peeling the layer, like not even trying, just touching the layers, kind of pulling away, and just this black death was coming off it in little clumps. So I got it back to this because I wanted to limit as much of the rotted material as possible so that there was less likelihood of it spreading. I've had it drying. I had it drying for a day, so all of yesterday. It's still a bit wet, like it's still moist, and it doesn't smell bad, which strangely normally, well, not strangely perhaps, but normally when things rot, they have a weird smell. It smells just like earth, and it's very, very solid. So hopefully it does its thing. I'm going to let it dry out a little bit more because I want to like just stop any of that rot, and then I will put it in very, very, very slightly moist sphagnum. I'm not actually sure. This is a little bit uncharted territory. I feel like with bananas in the past, when they weren't doing well, because I was just a bit savage with them. I just left them in the corner and didn't water them for a while, and if they recovered, great. If they didn't, then there were like 8 million pups to work with. But with this, because it's variegated, I'm like over panicking and worrying that I'm going to do something wrong. So we will just have to see what happens. Yeah, I'll let it dry out a little bit longer because this is the crucial part. This, I don't really care if it doesn't survive, so long as there's no obstruction to the growth coming up from the center, because bananas, obviously, they're like grass, so that in that rotted circle there, right at the very center, that's where the growth is going to come from. So it doesn't really matter what happens to the tip of the growth here. That can completely disappear. So long as this is viable, the plant can survive. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, this is sad thing number 3. That second one isn't sad. I can still see the cream. I don't care if you can't. It's still so cool. I love it. Yeah. So back in this little drying tea towel it goes. Just a little bit more. I considered putting it in rice, but I don't want to like... Yeah, at this time I don't want to use up necessary resources to save a banana plant. Okay, the last one is just mind-blowingly exciting. I'm so happy about this. This is just the coolest plant ever. I think no, I'm not going to say that because I will... Yeah, it's not a thing. I'm fiddling. This is a plant I already have, so I already have a cutting of this. I was super excited about that cutting. I had it rooting in a little pot. I now have it in a little terrarium box. It's producing roots. It's doing super, super well. I recently swapped a plant for this, and here it is. So this is my Philodendron Burle Marx Fantasy. This is an established plant. This is just the most glorious creature in the universe. I am so, so happy with it. I can't believe it. It had a leaf at the top. Something happened in shipping. It wasn't the person's fault who sent it, but there was an issue. So it doesn't have a leaf at the top, but I really don't mind. So long as the roots are okay, which they are, he sent me a picture beforehand, and so long as the stem, the leaves, everything feels nice and turgid, nice and happy, I am happy with that. This is just an absolute gold plant. This, at the beginning of last year, was one of those things I just couldn't find it anywhere. None of the sellers, even if I was importing it from elsewhere, no one could get it for me. And now, in the space of like a month, I've got 2 of them. I think this year they'll be more and more available because they're just so beautiful. Let's give you a little bit of a close-up. It's that silvery blue. This leaf has got a little bit of like not damage. It's just even more silvery than usual. And it's got that like patterning to it. It's almost, I don't know what it's like. It's like a webbing almost. It's really stunning. I would go check out the hashtag of it on Instagram just to see some really nice plants. Yeah, that is a Philodendron Burle Marx fantasy, and yeah, this is amazing. I love it. Yeah, those are my those are my 4 little plants to show you today. 3 of those were less exciting. One of them is just incredible, and I'm still convinced that this is creamy, even if the camera says otherwise. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to propagate it, see if I can get more of those leaves going, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see updates on these plants and the others throughout this isolation period, please go follow my Instagram at slugplants. I'll pop it right here. Hit the bell icon, that thing, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you very soon for more plant stuff. Thank you very much. See you soon. Goodbye.